Milo the Mammoth and the Frozen Treasure. The sun rose weakly over the tundra, casting pale gold light across an endless blanket of snow. The world was cold, but alive with the crunch of paws, hooves, and great heavy footsteps. At the heart of it all walked Milo the Mammoth, a giant among giants. Milo's shaggy brown fur rippled in the frosty wind, his sweeping tusks curved like the crescent moon, and his warm, gentle eyes carried wisdom far beyond his years. Though mighty in size, Milo the Mammoth's heart was even bigger. He was known not just for his strength, but for his curiosity. He often wondered about the secrets hidden beneath the ancient ice, secrets whispered about by the winds of the north. The strange glow. One morning, as snowflakes drifted lazily from the sky, Luna the Arctic Fox bounded up beside him. Luna was small but quick, her pure white fur blending perfectly with the snow. Her amber eyes sparkled like fire. "Where are you off to today, Milo the Mammoth?" Luna asked, leaping gracefully from one snow mound to another. Milo sniffed the air with his long trunk. "The wind carries a strange scent, Luna. Something hidden, something old. Something waiting, trailing behind." With a sigh that puffed clouds of steam into the air, came Boris the Musk Ox. His thick coat hung in layers like a fortress, and his heavy, curved horns looked like weapons carved from stone. "Every time you smell something old, it turns into trouble," Boris grumbled. "Last time, we ended up stuck in a snowstorm for 2 days. My horns were icicles," Luna giggled. "Oh, Boris, you secretly love our adventures," Boris snorted, shaking snow off his fur. But secretly, Luna was right. The three friends set off across the tundra. The ground beneath Milo's heavy feet boomed like distant drums, echoing through the silent white wilderness. After hours of walking, they reached a wide, frozen lake. The ice gleamed under the weak sunlight like a giant mirror. As Milo leaned down to take a drink, he froze. Something shimmered deep beneath the ice. Not fish, not rock. It glowed faint and golden, like sunlight trapped underwater. "Milo the Mammoth sees treasure," Luna yipped, her tail wagging so hard it brushed snow into the air. Boris rolled his eyes. Or maybe Milo just sees his reflection. But Milo's deep voice rumbled with certainty. "No, something is calling us." The journey into ice. The friends followed the glow along the frozen shore until they found the entrance of a cave. The mouth of the cave yawned wide, its icicles hanging like sharp teeth. Inside, faint golden light flickered against the walls. The trio hesitated. Even brave Milo felt the weight of the unknown. "Do we really have to go in?" Boris muttered, his hooves scraping the ice. Milo lifted his trunk and gave a reassuring trumpet. "Together we're strong." The echo of his voice rumbled through the cave like a promise. Inside, the walls glittered with blue and white ice crystals, glowing faintly in the golden light. The deeper they went, the brighter it grew, until they reached a chamber that sparkled like a frozen palace. At its center stood a massive block of ice, and within it lay a stone chest. Strange spiral carvings marked its surface, symbols so old that time itself had forgotten them. "It's beautiful," whispered Luna the Fox. Boris frowned. "It's probably just frozen rocks." But Milo the Mammoth stepped forward. He touched his warm trunk to the ice, melting it slowly. The air filled with crackles and pops as water dripped to the cave floor. The chest shimmered, revealing more of its secrets. The frozen treasure. With a deep groan, the ice split open. The chest slid forward, heavy but free. Milo pressed his tusks against it and nudged the lid open. Inside lay no gold, no jewels, no sparkling crowns. Instead, there were seeds. Tiny seeds wrapped carefully in golden leaves. Luna's ears twitched. Seeds? That's it. We risked our tails for plants. Milo's eyes glowed with understanding. Not just plants. These seeds are life itself. He explained softly. Long ago, when the winters grew harsher, the ancients preserved these seeds for the day the earth needed them again. They are a gift, a chance to grow food, to bring back green. Boris blinked. So, no gold? No treasure to wear on my horns, Luna giggled. Boris the Musk Ox, you'd look silly with a crown anyway. But Milo's trunk lifted proudly. This is treasure greater than gold. The blizzard's test. Just as they turned to leave, a deep rumble shook the cave. The ground trembled, icicles shattered from the ceiling, and outside, the wind began to roar. A blizzard had arrived. Snow howled into the cave entrance, nearly bearing it shut. The three friends huddled together. The seeds pressed tightly between them. We'll never make it out, cried Luna, her small body trembling. Boris lowered his horns. I'll clear the way. He charged up the snow, but the blizzard pushed back with wild force, filling the cave faster than he could dig. Milo stood tall, his fur whipping in the wind. His deep voice rumbled. We cannot give up. The seeds must live. He wrapped his trunk around Luna and Boris, shielding them from the storm. Step by step, he pushed forward, his great body breaking through the storm's rage. His tusks cut paths through the snow, his breath steaming like a furnace. Hours passed. Milo grew tired, but he never stopped. With every stomp of his great feet, the friends inched closer to the light of day. Finally, as the sun pierced through the clouds, the blizzard weakened. Milo, battered but strong, carried his friends and the treasure seeds out into the open tundra. A new beginning. When the skies cleared, the three friends planted the seeds in a patch of land where the sunlight touched the snow. Days passed. Slowly, miraculously, the ground stirred. Green sprouts pushed through the white frost, their leaves glowing with life. Then more and more until a small patch of green spread across the tundra. Animals came from all over, the giant sloths, the saber-toothed tigers, the birds of the north all gathering in wonder at the miracle Milo the Mammoth had brought. Luna danced in circles, her tail wagging. Milo, you didn't just find treasure, you found the future. Even Boris cracked a smile. Beach, fine. This time, your mystery was worth it. Milo lifted his trunk proudly and trumpeted so loudly the mountains echoed. From that day on, the tundra animals had more than just ice and snow. They had food. They had life. They had hope. And whenever creatures told the tale of Milo the Mammoth and the frozen treasure, they didn't speak of gold or jewels, but of the gentle giant who saw beyond wealth and gave the world the greatest gift of all life. That's the fully expanded, storybook-style version packed with dialogue, suspense, struggles, and a big emotional ending.